Well, here we are again with a debate that never really seems to end. The gun control debate. Guns kill! No, people kill! Let's just blame ISIS for everything. It seems like regardless of what you think, there really only seems to be two sides to the argument.
Listen, I need my guns to protect myself from that Muslim tyrant Obama, alright? Before he comes after me and my family for being white and law-abiding citizens. You think I'm lying? Well, I saw it on Fox News. I know it's true. Second Amendment!
Guns literally kill. This is an automatic assault rifle. You can purchase it at any local Walmart without a background check. Screw the Second Amendment. If you don't think it's time to ban guns, you're a freaking bigot racist. Ban guns, save some lives.
And honestly, both sides are complete and total morons. But both sides are right and wrong in their own way. Truth is, completely banning guns is stupid and will not save lives. Now don't get me wrong here, I know not every liberal or every politician wants to completely ban guns, or that's so they say, but there's plenty of people out there that actually think banning guns completely is a good idea. I'm so effing tired of these guns, ruining people's lives, and destroying so much. Why? Tell me, why do people need them? Well, people need guns for many reasons. 67% of gun owners believe they need guns to protect themselves against crime. And it's also their right to own a gun. It's time to ban guns. Yes, all of them. The Second Amendment must go. We ban lawn darts. It's time to ban guns. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but you can't just ban guns or infringe on gun rights no matter how much you'd like to. You see, you've got this little roadblock, and it's called the Second Amendment, which gives everyone the right to own a firearm. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So although you'd like to, you can't just ban guns. It is a constitutional right. Truth is, guns do not kill. Another common reason for gun control or even gun bans is that guns kill. But that's not really entirely true. I mean, yes, of course, guns in the wrong hands can certainly be used to kill, but as a whole, guns are not the killers. There are thought to be around 300 million guns in the US. According to Gun Violence Archive, 13,286 people died from guns in 2015. So compare 300 million guns to 13,000 deaths. If guns killed, I think it's fair to say we'd be seeing a lot more deaths. Now, believe it or not, gun-free zones or areas with strict gun control is where we see most shootings occurring. Chicago, for example, has some of the strictest gun control laws, yet has incredibly high shooting deaths. The Pulse nightclub where the Orlando shooting took place a few weeks ago was, of course, a gun-free zone. In fact, according to Crime Prevention Research Center, 96.2% of public mass shootings took place in gun-free zones. Guys, that should come as absolutely no shocker to you. If someone's planning a mass shooting, it only makes sense to shoot up the place where people can't shoot back. Just last year, a 22-year-old began firing into a crowd of people. Thankfully, a nearby Uber driver had a gun, shot back at the shooter 6 times, stopping the would-be mass shooting. At the end of the day, the only person injured was the shooter himself. That's what happens when people can shoot back. Guns can save lives in the right hands just as much as they can take away life in the wrong hands. Now, having said all this, truth is, gun laws and background checks certainly do need to be stricter. Now guys, let me explain before you scream that I've gone full liberal on you, alright? Now, like I said previously, guns are not the killers, but in the wrong hands, they can certainly be used to kill. The Second Amendment says that the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Infringe means to actively break the terms of a law or agreement. Imposing stricter gun laws and background checks is not breaking the law. It's not infringing on anyone's rights. You're not being denied the right to own a firearm. All that's being imposed is that we make it a safer process to avoid letting guns fall into the hands of the wrong people. Right now, I think it's too easy to purchase a gun. The form that you're required to fill out asks only a few questions like, have you ever been convicted of a felony, and so on. A social security number is not required. The store you're buying from then calls the FBI, which runs a background check, which only takes a few minutes. And we all know how great those background checks work, since the Orlando shooter, despite being under FBI investigation, passed 2 background checks and legally purchased a weapon. Turns out that being under FBI investigation previously or currently is not considered a red flag. Sorry, but I kind of think it should be. I don't care if you're Democrat, liberal, Republican, conservative, whatever. It's basic common sense that if you're under FBI investigation, you probably shouldn't be able to buy a gun. Maybe not forever, but at least for the time being. The Orlando shooter proves very clearly that our gun laws and our background checks do need to be improved. Another thing that I disagree with is that most states do not require a background check when purchasing a gun from a gun show or from a private individual. Federal law only requires background checks when you're purchasing a gun from a licensed dealer. Again, I think that most everyone can agree that background checks should always be performed. Just a few years ago, a 13-year-old boy was able to walk into a gun show and purchase a gun with absolutely no problem at all.
But then we arrive here at the gun show.
It should shoot pretty good for you.
I'll take it.
Within minutes, the 13-year-old easily and legally bought a .22 caliber rifle from a private seller and walked away with it.
Making sure background checks are always performed, improving the background checks we already have set in place, and making the process of buying a gun a little bit more lengthy is not infringing on anyone's rights. It's only making sure that guns do not fall into the hands of the wrong people. And finally, truth is, it's a people issue, not a gun issue. You can improve background checks and make stricter gun laws, and I'm sure that'll save lives in some instances. Heck, you could probably give everyone a gun, and that would probably save lives in some instances also. You can take all the guns away in the entire world, and people will still find ways to kill each other. The worst attack on American soil was carried out without the use of any guns. The heart of the issue is not a gun. An inanimate object cannot kill or save anyone. Only the person holding the object can. The gun control debate can and probably will go on for all of eternity. But until we start teaching people the value of human life, can lives really start being saved? Again, banning guns completely is stupid. They are not the killers. The people are. Stricter gun laws as well as improved background checks are not infringing on anyone's rights. Simply making sure the gun, the inanimate object, does not fall into the hands of the wrong person. Thanks for watching, everyone. Comment below and let me know if you agree or if you disagree. And